I want to share how I started and what I achieved in this short period of time. So I have about 25 years of experience in IT, and I was a consultant all my life. So I didn't know exactly how to create visibility for myself. That was my biggest thing. And the last job, this current job, is my full-time job, where I found the need for visibility, because it's a full-time job. It's just not like you do your work, you consult with them and come. You have to create visibility. I've seen in the last few years, I'm like, no matter how much I work, the manager is giving promotion to somebody else. Why am I not able to create that visibility for me? So when I started the program, I was a little skeptical. I was like, can I change? I didn't know how much I can change in such a short period of time. So slowly, I decided every bit of it, I'm going to invest my time to understand the program very well. Whatever I learned, I want to implement it. That's exactly what I did. From week one, I said, this is my course. Just like how you go to GRE or any exam, your intention about you should have that intentionality about your goal. And that's what I did. Like, even if it's 3 p.m, I want to finish the video. I used to sit, make notes, and how do I implement it next in the next day meeting? That's exactly what I did. I would encourage each one of you to do the same. Since we wanted to grow in our career, we want to invest time, taking an opportunity to learn. And we have a very good team. Like, Ravi is always available, and Allison, my coach is Allison, so she was amazing. And other thing that I learned is, I felt helped me is I was very open to her. Like, everything, every situation, I explained her. And the best thing about this program is that they customized coaching. They coach for you. It's like, I've read so many books, and every month I read books, but I'm like, why am I not able to implement that in my life? In my work. So when I talk with Allison, she's like, she exactly customizes it for your situation. That nobody can get it. No, you will not get that anywhere else. So that's exactly what I got. I would say, explain a situation. How do I talk in a meeting? I always felt like if I talk, people will think like, I'm bragging or something, like, do I add value, or is it necessary? So many people, they'll ask questions. I'd rather keep quiet and I'll do my work. That's how I was. I'm technically strong, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to entertain or engage in meetings, and I'll just keep quiet rather. So that's what my thought process was. But when I heard Allison, the videos, and Ravi's group coaching calls, I said, no, I should learn how to make my presence visible. That's what I did. Little things. You don't have to. We all do everything in generally, but that little tweak is what is needed. Giving the feedback. Ravi has all frameworks for everything. How do you give a nice feedback after a meeting? Appreciating it, and genuinely, of course, and listening. Having the listening is the biggest skill that I learned. Every meeting, I'm 100% present. Before going to the meeting, I do like a minute to arrive and saying, I'm going to add value to people. I'm going to make an impact in this meeting. When I do that, subconsciously, I don't know, things will start to flow. Sometimes I used to be the first meeting when I said, okay, I'm going to speak today. That's what I decided. I don't know what I'm going to speak, but then, things will start to come because you're 100% paying attention. You're not checking your phone. You're not, even though we are remote now, we'll have intent, distraction of checking the phone or doing things, right? But when you are 100% present, I'm sure the other people are not. So you get an advantage. You are more advantageous than others because you are 100% present. And when somebody is hosting the meeting, they spend so much time and energy to get a good thing out of that meeting. And when other people are being distracted and you're 100% present, they can recognize your value. My manager said, wow, that's a great addition. Whatever, after the meeting, he's over. He spent so much time. Nobody said anything. My meeting is supposed to be 1 hour, it's done in 30 minutes. I'm like, he kind of like, what is this? Nobody's talking, And then I started adding, I said, this is an opportunity I should take and ask my questions. So when I start asking questions, people chime in because I made that little, made them comfortable. Not only I broke that silence, my manager saw my courage. You exhibit your courage there. And then when you ask a question, people start to chime in. And after that, he sent me a message saying, hey, that's a good meeting. That's a good discussion. I didn't say anything. I just started it and added one question, but it started a discussion. It went till 1 hour. So, and it's a good question. It's not like an unnecessary question. It's a good question. So when those kind of things happen in short period of time, my manager noticed, hey, you're doing good. I'm like, wow, I never felt like, even though when we were working in person, like, at work going, I never had opportunity to talk with him so many times. But even though it's remote, due to that visibility I'm creating for myself, he's like, okay, Satya, what are you doing on this project? Or what are your suggestions? He is reaching out to me for my suggestions because he's seeing that confidence in me. So little things, little tweaks, and whatever I've learned, I applied in my life, in my home life as well, like, having that work-life balance. I never knew how to delegate things. I always thought if I ask somebody help, they think that I don't know, or they think that, I never felt like instead of giving this work to somebody, I'd rather do it by myself. I didn't trust people. I'm like, if I give this work to someone, I have to check again all their work. And I never liked giving work to other people because it's an extra work for me. So I used to think, okay, I'll spend an extra hour, I'm going to finish it up. But I didn't realize delegation is a good leadership skill. So until I started implementing, because it's going out of balance, because so much work, and then, not able to take care of the family. So when I said this to Allison said, it's not a bad thing to ask for help. And not only that, giving an opportunity for another person to work will help. At the same time, in the same situation at home, asking for help, like say, can you help me with the vacuum cleaner? I won't say, can you help? Allison said a better way to ask. So, it should come from them. And your mindset has to be like, I'm not asking, but I'm not ordering or instructing somebody, but I'm giving them an opportunity. So if you think like that, and the way you ask is very important. So like say, suppose like asking my son to make his bed or clean his room, I make him answer that. So if you want to go out, what do you think you should do? And he'll say, and then he'll do all that weird things, but then he knows mommy is going to be happy if he makes the bed. So he'll say, okay, I'll make the bed and go. So he committed for that. If I say you make the bed and go, then he's gonna, mommy's ordering me. And then they'll be like, I don't want to do it now. He's going to start giving excuses. So little things like that, I was able to balance my work a lot, even with my spouse, the same thing, asking for help nicely, not instructing him, but taking help from him harmoniously. So, which is a big thing for me, because I always thought, no, it's not good to ask, or he thinks I'm instructing him, things like that. But asking harmoniously in a way that it's their decision, it's not your decision. So
can you give an example of a sentence how you ask?
Yeah, sure. So my husband always used to say, you're working too much, you're not taking care of the family, so you're going to spoil your health. So I told Allison, this is what is happening. I work till 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning. I'm not able to take care of the family. And they think it's, I'm only dedicating myself to work. So, and at 3 o'clock, I'll start vacuuming, or I'll wash, folding the clothes, because so much left over, right? So many things left over at home, dishwasher, so many things. So I do at 3 o'clock, dishwasher and all that. So my husband thinks you're unnecessarily spending on so much time. So I told this to Allison exactly like this. So she said, first of all, change your mindset to not like asking for help, instead gathering resources. I have a task at hand. How do you gather resources? Who are the people who can do, right? My son can do dishwashing, like, put the dishes out or take the garbage out. So one day, she gave me the plan what to do. So one day when we were all sitting at TV for watching TV or something, she said, say like this, I know you're I'm so thankful that you are taking care of my health. You are very interested in my health and my happiness. I'm so happy, but I don't know how to get everything done in a short period of time. What do you think you can help Suraj? Like, my son's name, what do you think you can do to help mommy? And what do you think my husband, like, say, basically, what do you think you can do? They're like, okay, mommy, I can take garbage out and, but you have to remind me. I said, how do you remind to going to your school? And he says, I put alarm. So how about you do that for this as well? Just like, giving them options and telling them, not like, if I say, I would get agitated. Like, I'll say, why don't you put your alarm, right? You don't have to ask me. That's how my reaction would be earlier. But now I say, how do you go wake up for school? Like, he says, I put alarm. So do the same thing for this. Just say little things like that help me. And even asking my husband, like, would you mind doing vacuuming? It's little things, but then that saves me 1 hour of my time. So, and he's happy. And again, not only, and making them feel important for what they did. Say, like, thank you for doing this. This has helped me to sleep early, taking care of my health, recognizing their work. If I ask literally, he'll do this much now. And this has been not like this. It has been 25 years I'm married, and that was not like this before. I always used to order, and then he gets a little irritated because, you have male ego, and, it's not, I'm so sorry if I say that, but until people have this, even as female, if you order something.
Hopefully they are not listening.
they are, I guess. Okay. So even if you order somebody, they don't like it, it has to come from them. And appreciating, saying, hey, thank you for doing this. It has helped me to sleep early, or, spend time with you, or something like that. That little recognition will go a long way. Same at work. When I delegated the task to a girl at work, she's like, thank you so much, Satya, for allowing me to do this. That little delegation. And not only that, my manager said, Satya, I see a leadership skill in you. You are collaborating with people. I never thought that's a collaboration, and I thought people will see if I work hard, but that's not true. You have to work smart. So these are things, again, I learned everything from Allison, the videos and everything. So little things that changed the way you say things. Like, say, we do not, like, a lot of work, and I was explaining this in the other video also, like, you do a lot of work, help your colleagues, but you don't know how to convey that to your manager. We think, oh, I'm bragging. Probably he'll think that I'm bragging, right? That's how we think. But saying it in a nicer way, saying, and I want to give you an example of, like, a team, like, another completely different team. They always take credit for what we did. So I was telling exactly, this is what's happening. So it's hard. I don't know how to project that it's my idea. It's our team idea. It's not their idea. We all have these problems at work, right? We all have these challenges at work. So she said, instead of, you shouldn't be putting them down, and at the same time, you shouldn't be saying it's my idea. So she said, like, a sentence saying, I'm glad that you jumped on my proposal, or I'm excited that you jumped on my proposal. I'm saying you are excited. I mean, you are jumping on my proposal. At the same time, I'm not putting them down. They're like, wow, she's getting smart. So, but at the same time, they respect me because of that. When I said, I'm so excited you jumped on my proposal that we are going live, that little sentence made everybody know it's our idea. It's not their other team's idea, right? So little sentence, and there'll be so many people there. Now the leadership team is there, so they know it's not the other team, it's HR systems team who did this. So that little thing helps. And the other thing is, everything your company at work, you need either to save time, save money, or bring more business. These are the three things Allison told me. Like, everything is should be quantified in those three terms. Sometimes you try to do a functionality or add a value through some feature, but you don't project it like that. I gave her a situation and say, tell me how I quantify it. So she gave me like a framework, how you quantify, like say this feature says how much time, how much man hours. So now I have that formula, everything I quantify it. Like say, I saved you, I saved time for the recruiters and about 10,000 hours, or I saved 300,000 money. You quantify it. When you quantify it, the leadership, it goes in leadership mind. So these are the things I learned from everybody here in the meeting, the videos. However, I was very intentional about it. So I wrote notes. Every video I did, I wrote notes, and I immediately said, how do I implement this in my next meeting, or the next conversation I have with my manager? And even with the skip level, I was really hesitant to talk. I was telling Alison, no, I'm not going to talk because I'm afraid. I'm afraid to talk with my skip level man. I didn't know what skip level manager is when I joined in this program. It's manager's manager. So I'm like, oh, I don't really want to talk with them. My manager's good enough and all that. But then Ravi told why it's important to talk with a skip level manager, because manager may not express everything about us to his manager. So how would they know about me? So I was looking for an opportunity, and I always believe when we all work in Mastermind Alliance and have the same thought process, things start to flow. And that's exactly what happened. My skip level manager said, hey, how about you talk to my manager about this? I'm like, wow, he's asking me to talk to his manager. I feel like things start to flow when you think about it. So, and I heard people saying the same thing. I think, Sudhir, everything fall in place, when you're in a positive mind. And I feel this kind of groups also, like there is a positive vibration in it, and things starts to flow. So much to say, but I totally say this program has changed me, and I'm still implementing everything that I learned in every conversation I have with my manager or my colleagues. Not everything authentically though, nothing to be like false or anything, everything being genuine. So this way you're not hiding, you're not lying to yourself, you're happy, you're going to be, and you attract things like that. You attract good people, you attract good colleagues. And again, I love visualization, like Ravi has taught. Everything I visualize, this is happening. My husband and my sister were telling me, nah, they're not going to give, they're going to give excuses, when I asked for it, but then I said, no, I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm going to visualize that check coming to me. That's how I said, I want to try, I want to test all these things if it's working. And I mean, it may not be a big thing, but I know I'm in a good path for success. So